Welcome back to Dominant Mets Nation. Thank you, everyone, for returning. I'm a bit upset today. As we know, Shohei Ohtani signed for a record deal, a lot of money, $700 million, $70 million a year. He went to no other team than the LA Dodgers. Yep, LA Dodgers won 100 games last year, 111 games the year before that, won the World Series in 2020. He went to the Dodgers. Yep, the Dodgers really needed him. The Dodgers had Mookie Betts already. They had Freddie Freeman. They had the best farm system in the MLB. The Dodgers. You know what? It's not the Dodgers' fault. They are great. They are phenomenal. They are the team Steve Cohen promised we would emulate 3-4 years ago, right? So good for them. Has Steve Cohen done that? No, far from the truth. Last year, the Mets, horrible. We were despicable. We wasted over $400 million. All right, that's in the past. We just hired David Stern. But you know what? This is a bit of a little different video. Every move in the last 3 or 4 years, I've always paid attention to. I launched the channel almost a year ago, probably the end of December last year is when we really started. So we're almost going to be about a year. But all these moves during the Steve Cohen tenure, I've researched, I've watched YouTube videos, and almost every damn move the Mets have made, everybody has loved. Everybody has loved, whether it's been a menial reliever, a backup hitter, a fourth outfielder. Everybody claps their hands. Yes, Steve Cohen, you don't know what he's doing. The Mets, oh my God, they're adding depth. They're adding pitching talent. They're doing this. They're doing that. You know what? I am so frustrated in the last 3-4 years. The Dodgers this year, they had their payroll at below $200 million. Signing Shohei Ohtani to this record contract after winning 100 games last year, their payroll is only $230 million, around there. They just won 100 games last year. They were better than the Mets last year. They were better than the Mets before signing Shohei Ohtani. Now they're going to sign Yamamoto, right? And the reason why I'm really mad is because when Steve Cohen took over this team, we were supposed to emulate the Dodgers, emulate them. So from 3 years ago till now, we could have put ourselves in a position to sign Shohei Ohtani. But meanwhile, we have $100 million on the books of crap. You know, and I know everybody's like, okay, Shohei Ohtani wouldn't have been good to sign, right? Because he's going to break down. There's going to be A, B, C reasons why we shouldn't sign him. He's not going to be able to pitch. He's not going to be able to hit throughout the duration of this contract. But it's not about Shohei Ohtani and him being productive throughout the duration of this contract. It is not about that. It is about putting yourselves in a position to add talent year over year. And the Mets have consistently not been able to do that. On this channel, we are not damn cheerleaders, all right? Yes, we love our Mets, but we're going to be critical of the Mets. You know, I'm just sick of every damn move in the last couple of years, everyone cheerleading. The Mets, right now, we've signed middling relievers, and I'm being patient this year because I see a different direction in strategy. That's what I see. I'm hoping that we let some of this payroll drip off. Right now we're up here. Hopefully we just drop off a cliff and start building this thing up right? We need pitching. David Stearns, you have a draft coming up. We're going to be drafting 19, of course. Couldn't get in the top 6, whatever. Doesn't matter if you have good scouting and you have a good guy at the top. It just shouldn't matter. But the bottom line is we have to do things differently. Last year was a despicable mess. Like I said, everybody in the organization takes accountability. Everybody, up until including Steve Cohen. They take accountability. We have a lot of new people in place. That is the good thing. The bad thing is there's other teams around the league who are getting better and better and better. Yes, and I look across the league. It's not just our team. We have to examine our team, but we also have to examine our competition. Now, the Dodgers aren't building for today. They are building for today and tomorrow. So when we're good tomorrow, we're going to have to contend with the Dodgers, probably the Braves. The Dodgers right now, it is just insane. They could sign Yamamoto and Ohtani to these historic contracts and still have a payroll less than the Mets. It is just insane how bad the Mets have done in the last couple of years. Billy Epper, like I said, the reason why I don't like him, and if you see my videos in the past, and I've never liked him, is because he just signed these middling, aging guys that have just killed us. You know, and even, you know, as I examined the trades last year, you know, it's just, you know, they better turn out right. That's all I'm going to say. They better really turn out right. And the reason why I wanted Shohei Ohtani, it wasn't because I thought he was going to be successful the entire length of this contract. And if you believe the Dodgers signed him to a 10-year, $700 million contract because they think he could be a Cy Young award-winning pitcher throughout this 10-year contract, you're fooling yourself. The Dodgers don't believe that. They know how to do business. They know how to do business, all right? So clap hands for the Dodgers right now because they are heads and shoulders above the New York Mets. Heads and shoulders above the New York Mets. Now they have to compete with other organizations like the Braves. You know, the Yankees are doing things differently. Other organizations like Texas, who just won the World Series, up-and-coming organizations like the Arizona Diamondbacks, the Phillies are always competitive. All these other organizations seem to know how to do things a lot better than the way the Mets are doing things. So that, you know, it's not even going to be a long video today because it's really not worth it. I'm like really upset with the Mets, and like I said, I never expected Shohei Ohtani to be productive throughout 10 years. That wasn't the point. It was about putting yourself in a position to be able to sign these free agents, and the Mets have been notorious for building their payroll with crappy players. All right, and I'm not cheerleading. If anybody watched any of my videos in the last 2 weeks, we have not even had one video wasted any time on these crappy players. Right? Yeah, they might be depth moves. Yeah, these guys might turn out to have decent stuff, but we've had no moves of note. And I'm not giving the organization credit until they actually make our team better. All right, and I'm not going to accept. Even if we go through this season, I need us to be better over a sustainable period of time. I want Steve Cohen to live up to his promise that he was going to win, win a World Series 3 to 5 years. And his thing, he wants to be the Dodgers of the East. The Dodgers of the East. Are we anything like the Dodgers? Are we anything like the Dodgers? We'd have 3-4 years to copy them, to do things like they did, right? What did we do? We did things not even close to the way the Dodgers are doing things. It's just so sad. If Steve Cohen took over the team last year or this season, I could live with it. But the fact that we've had almost 4 years to prepare for this, if I want to give Steve Cohen credit, and I want to try to find a silver lining or positive, and it's really tough to do because the thing is, here's the thing. Here's the silver lining. The silver lining is Steve Cohen was extremely smart 2 weeks ago to get out of this thing because they knew that they weren't going to be able to sign this guy. They knew that these contracts were going to go over $500-600 million, and just because of the way we've been building this ball club, we're in shambles right now. We're already around the Steve Cohen luxury tax, around $297 million. So $70 million would put us way over that. So Steve Cohen recognizing that the Dodgers were going to go well over $500 million. So why put yourself in a position to get bid against? The Toronto Blue Jays, yeah, you got used big time. Maybe Steve Cohen and other owners, they could see it from a mile away. This was the Dodgers' man to lose. The Dodgers, they probably would have went to $800 million because they know Shohei Ohtani is worth $25 million as a hitter. Maybe he's worth $25 million as a pitcher. Maybe worth $25 million from a marketing standpoint. That's marketing dollars. Shohei Ohtani, that's marketing dollars. A team spends way more than $25 million in marketing dollars. So I mean, even though it sounds like a lot of money, and it's a crazy, ridiculous amount of money, and I've heard all of it. Too much money for one person to get Shohei Ohtani, this and that. And I'll tell you one thing: Shohei Ohtani going in the darkness, not wanting anything to go out. I didn't care for that. This is the way news is these days. News is meant to be fed to us, the fans. You make it $70 million a year and you don't want anybody to know about your free agency? Thumb your nose up at anyone? I didn't like that. I didn't care for that. But you know what? He was such a desired commodity that most of everybody respected that. Maybe the thing David Roberts said a couple of days ago about how we're speaking to Shohei Ohtani, maybe that delayed things for a few days. Maybe his camp was a little upset. Maybe he got an extra couple $100 million in Shohei's pocket. I don't know. But I just didn't like the way this whole thing went down, especially from a New York Mets standpoint. But the reason why it was a long shot for him to go to New York was not because of the West Coast, was not because of any other situation. It was really because Steve Cohen and the New York Mets were never in a situation to sign the guy. We just weren't. We just weren't. And the Dodgers, to their credit, they've been setting themselves up the last couple years. They have. They have. So that's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. The Dodgers have been doing this correctly the last couple of years. They target their guys and they act accordingly. They act accordingly as opposed to the Mets who act unaccordingly, if that's a word. But that's just my quick rant on this. Hopefully we're gonna get Yamamoto. If I'm a Yamamoto, right, and I look at this realistically, who do I want to go to? I want to go to a team that just acquired Shohei Ohtani? Or possibly, even if I wanted to go to New York, do I want to go to a team that just acquired a Juan Soto and has an Aaron Judge? I mean, that's just how I'm looking at it realistically. I'm hoping he's a guy that is an individual. He's a guy who wants to leave a legacy. He's a guy who wants to be a difference maker. He's a guy that doesn't want to follow the same path that other people want to. And I'm hoping that Steve Cohen can sell him on a vision that currently it's hard to see right now. It's hard to see. And like I said, we're not cheerleaders. We try to be realist, or at least I try to be a realist. And I'm not happy today. Hopefully, we'll be happy in a couple of days. But we're coming off 70-something some odd wins. 70-something some odd wins. Now, the moves we made, yes, they're the little league moves. The big moves are supposedly going to come now. But I just hope that these big moves aren't going to follow these other big players, Juan Soto, Shohei Ohtani, and they decide to go to Steve Cohen. And I just feel that we're going to have to just tremendously overpay and pummel the books more and more just to be competitive. So, yeah, I'm gonna try to be as positive as possible, but I'm always also gonna try to be realistic. And when I see the team going in the right direction and us being productive, I guess that's when we'll let off the pedal. As of right now, everything is going. We're going to be critical of everything, and I'm going to hold the Mets to the standard they said they were going to go. World Series, emulate the Dodgers. We're going to do things differently. Well, World Series, we're far from that. Emulating the Dodgers, we're far from that. Your words, your proclamation. That's what you told the fans. So I'm going to listen. All right. Well, again, thank you so much for watching. I keep forgetting to say this. If you like the videos, like and subscribe. Can't thank you enough. I really can't. Have a great day.